Welcome back to the Deep Dive, right here on English Talk Podcast. We've all been there, haven't we? Those days that feel, well, less like a planned journey and maybe more like a chaotic pinball machine.
Yeah, bouncing from one urgent thing to the next.
Exactly. And you finish the day feeling like you've run a marathon, but you're not sure you actually got anywhere important.
Totally exhausting.
So if you've ever wondered, how do some people seem to, manage their time so well, achieve more without seeming stressed? Then this deep dive is definitely for you. Today we're looking at the maybe surprising power of something often seen as a bit boring, the daily routine.
Yeah, and it's really important to say we're not talking about some super rigid, military schedule here.
Right.
It's not about forcing yourself into a box. It's more about finding your rhythm, a flexible one.
Okay.
And our deep dive suggests this can, bring order, sure, but also cut down on decision fatigue, boost your energy, and actually help you reach your goals.
And we've got some practical tips too, right? And some useful English vocabulary.
Definitely. Stuff you can hopefully use straight away.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with the morning. That seems key.
It often is, yeah.
I'm always kind of amazed by people who just seem to glide through their mornings. They get to work calm, collected. They seem ahead already.
Prepared.
Yeah. We looked at some examples, and one really stood out. Picture this. Someone waking up, say, 6:30 a.m.
Okay.
and not, jolted awake by a really loud alarm clock, but sort of easing into it.
Gently.
Yeah. And then, first thing, they take a few minutes just to stretch, like a proper full-body stretch, waking up the muscles.
Signaling the start of the day to the body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
After that, quiet cup of coffee, maybe about 15 minutes reading the news.
Just 15 minutes.
Yeah, just enough to feel informed, but not, overwhelmed. Then get ready, leave by 8:00 a.m. It just sounds peaceful.
It really does. And what's fascinating there, based on what we've seen, is how those small, consistent actions really set a positive tone for the whole day.
Right.
It's not just ticking boxes. It's about building a positive habit. Something you do regularly, maybe almost automatically.
Like that stretch.
Exactly. That stretch isn't just physical. It's sort of a mindful transition. And the news thing, that dedicated time, distraction-free, it seems it can reduce what some call cognitive load later on. You're not constantly checking for updates because you've kind of front-loaded it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Frees up mental space.
Precisely.
Okay, reducing cognitive load, I like that. It's like tidying your mental desk first thing. But here's something really interesting, something I know I've been guilty of overlooking sometimes. Breakfast.
Yes.
Crucial.
Our sources were pretty clear on this. It's not just about feeling hungry. If you skip breakfast, just don't have it. Omit it.
Yeah, omit it.
Yeah.
You're not just potentially feeling a bit peckish later. It seems it can lead to a real dip in thinking ability, even mood, by mid-morning.
That's right. A direct link. Feeling tired, maybe a bit irritable, less focused.
Oh, because you skipped that first meal.
Precisely. The connection between, consistent eating, especially starting the day, and your overall well-being and productivity is pretty profound.
Like fuel for the engine.
Exactly. If you skip the initial fuel, the engine just won't run as well. And skip is a great word, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can skip a stone, skip a page, skip a song. Always means missing something out.
Right. Bypassing it.
Yeah. And in routines, skipping breakfast creates that energy gap that can affect, everything from concentration to how patiently you handle things later. You need that consistent fuel.
Okay, so a calm, energized start makes sense. But what about, the rest of the day? After that peaceful morning, there's often the journey to work, the commute.
Right, which can feel like dead time for many.
Yeah, but maybe it doesn't have to be. Could be listening time, thinking time.
Potentially, yeah. Integrating it. But let's jump to the evening, because that can often be another kind of chaotic time, right?
Definitely. So our example person, after their productive day, gets home maybe 6:30 p.m., cooks dinner, another consistent thing.
A ritual.
Yeah, and then consciously starts to wind down.
The winding down phase. Important.
Could be watching a show, reading, maybe a walk. But the goal is clear. In bed by 11:00 p.m. Consistently.
And connecting that back, those evening activities are so critical for actual relaxation, preparing mind and body for sleep. That phrasal verb, wind down, it captures it perfectly, doesn't it? That deliberate slowing down, decompressing.
Yeah, it's active relaxation almost.
Kind of, yeah. Now, you mentioned 6.3 arrival, 11.00 bedtime. sounds ideal for that person.
Mhm.
But what about, night owls?
Good point. People who are naturally more awake late at night.
Exactly. For a night owl, an early bedtime can feel, well, impossible or just wrong.
Right.
But even for them, a consistent wind-down routine is still vital. It might just start later. The process of disconnecting from screens, from stimulating stuff, that's still key for good sleep.
So it's not about forcing yourself to be an early bird if you're not.
Not at all. It's finding your best wind-down sequence, whenever that happens to be.
That's a really helpful distinction. Honoring your own rhythm, but still having structure. And it comes back to that word you used, consistent. Doing something the same way regularly. That disciplined approach from the alarm clock to winding down, it's all about being consistent. Seems like the foundation.
It absolutely is. Consistency isn't perfection, though. It's just, sticking with it most of the time. That's what turns an action into a real habit.
Right.
And actually, thinking about the middle of the day, too, we often talk about that 3 p.m. slump, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely feel that sometimes.
Well, some interesting stuff suggests that structuring your midday with even, small intentional breaks can really fight that.
Like what?
Maybe a quick 10-minute walk away from the desk, a proper lunch break where you actually step away, even just a few minutes of quiet time.
Not just scrolling on your phone during lunch.
Exactly. These are more like strategic pauses. They refresh your brain, help prevent burnout, and keep you productive. Getting stuff done effectively through the afternoon.
Strategic pauses. I like that framing. It makes breaks feel purposeful.
Yeah, it reframes it completely.
So let's talk payoff. Many of us can relate to those days feeling all over the place. No structure, just reacting.
Firefighting.
Yeah. And what seems really clear from our deep dive is that having a daily routine, even a simple one, is just fundamental for staying productive.
It really is.
It's not just about ticking off tasks. It's about feeling, actually in control of your time and less stressed.
Definitely less stress. Some studies even show a noticeable reduction in perceived stress, maybe up to 30%, just from implementing a basic daily structure.
Wow, 30% is significant.
It is, and it really comes down to better time management. When you have a routine, you've kind of pre-decided a lot of things.
Reduces the mental effort of choosing all the time.
Exactly. Frees up that energy. But, and this is really important, routines aren't meant to be prisons.
Okay.
Even the most organized people make exceptions for special events or, spontaneous plans.
Spontaneous doing something without planning, right? On impulse.
Precisely. The routine is your baseline, your foundation you come back to. It's not an unbreakable chain. It gives you the structure to be spontaneous sometimes.
That makes sense. A framework, not a cage. I like that.
Exactly.
So, okay, for you listening right now, if you do feel consistently rushed, especially mornings, or if your days feel like that pinball machine, what can you actually do?
Start small.
Right. Based on everything, the advice seems to be start small. Don't try and change your whole life overnight.
Definitely not.
Maybe just wake up at the same time every day and prepare your clothes the night before. Just those two things.
That is such key advice. To prepare, just making something ready beforehand. Preparing clothes sounds tiny, but it instantly cuts morning stress.
Removes those little decisions.
Exactly. What to wear? Is it clean? Where are my keys? Getting rid of those saves mental energy. You could even add writing a tiny to-do list the night before.
Like just the top 2 or 3 things.
Yeah. Just the absolute priorities. It's those small preparatory habits that build momentum. And honestly, when you start small like that, you start to feel like, anything's possible.
Creates a positive loop.
Precisely.
So what does this all mean for you? Today, we've taken a deep dive into this maybe overlooked secret weapon, the daily routine. We've seen the benefits for consistency, for boosting productivity by, like you said, reducing cognitive load, managing time better.
And just feeling less stressed, less rushed.
Yeah, fundamentally. And remembering, it's not about being perfect. It's finding your rhythm.
Absolutely. Building routines is a journey, not a destination you just arrive at.
Yeah.
It's about trying things, adapting, finding that balance between structure and, life happening.
Yeah.
And hopefully the vocabulary we talked about today, words like stretch, skip, consistent, productive, spontaneous, prepare, that phrase, wind down.
And terms like habit, alarm clock, commute, night owl.
Right. They aren't just words, they're tools. Tools to help you think about, talk about, and maybe build your own routine that works better for you.
Exactly. So here's a final thought to maybe mull over this week.
Yeah.
Perhaps when you're having that morning coffee or winding down later.
Okay.
What is one small, consistent change you could make? Just one thing. to your morning or your evening this week?
Just one.
How might that single small shift begin to change how in control you feel, or your energy, or just that sense of accomplishment at the end of the day? Maybe think of it as your first strategic pause in tweaking your day.
I like that.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive here on English Talk Podcast. We really hope this gave you some useful insights and maybe some new words to use. Keep exploring, keep learning.
And we'll catch you next time.